Good evening, everybody. My name is Moran Henn, and as Brandon mentioned, I have the privilege and the honor to run Willow Bend Environmental Education Center. For those of you who don't know, we are a full-time, year-round environmental education center here in Flagstaff, serving the entire county. Today, I'm going to tell you why I became an environmental educator and how each and every one of us can practice effective environmental education. I'm going to start with a story. This is my own personal story. This story happened about 13 years ago when my oldest daughter was about 3. And I really wanted her to experience nature. And I wanted her to see wildlife in their natural settings. And I knew she'll probably be going to preschool soon, and maybe she'll visit a zoo or something like that. And I wanted her first experience with wildlife to be outdoors. So I packed up a toddler and an infant and drove 16 hours to where is the best place to see wildlife in Northern America is Yellowstone. So we made it to Yellowstone, and of course we saw amazing views, and we saw elk and deer and bison and the occasional coyote. But I was really hoping to see a mega predator. There's just something about seeing these predators in the wild that really affects us as humans. Luckily, on the very last day, as we were actually driving out of Yellowstone, I spot a bear on a ridge. And not just a bear, but a grizzly bear. And I'm so excited, and I get this toddler out of the car, and we're basically running to see this bear. And I'm like, wow, look, a bear. Oh my gosh, a bear. And I turn around, and I see that my toddler is not right next to me. So first of all, bear, where's the toddler? But also, I want to see what she's doing. And I turn around, she's on the ground, she's crouched on the ground. And I kind of run back, and I'm like, look, bear, bear. And she's focused on something completely different. And I look down, and I sort of crouch next to her, and she says, Mom, look, in the quietest voice that a 3-year-old can utter. And I said, what are you looking at? She goes, a purple flower. And I had a moment there, because I'm like, bear, bear. But I took a second, and I will tell you what happened as we progress today. Because what I'm going to hopefully share with you today are the 3+1 main guiding principles for effective environmental education. And one can argue that really the minute we're outside with our kids or students, we are already, in effect, providing environmental education experiences. But I'm going to differentiate a little bit, just going outside and actually, again, providing effective environmental education programs. So the first thing, that's my +1, is just get out. So get your kids out, students, friends as kids, whether we're a formal educator, a teacher, non-formal education, a parent, a friend, a relative. It's really important, and there's endless research, and I won't go into all of that now, of why it is important to just get out. And it really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be Yellowstone. It doesn't have to be a 16-hour trip. It can be outside in a schoolyard. It can be in our amazing trails. And it can actually even be in a parking lot. So first of all, we get out. But after that, there are 3 really important things really important principles that we can do. And those are the principles that we really uphold at Willow Bend Environmental Education Center. That really makes a difference between just getting out there, which again is important in itself, and really elevating a child's experience into effective environmental education experience. The first thing is to spark curiosity. We spark curiosity, and we provide a positive experience with the natural world. So going back to my story, we got out, we got to Yellowstone, and really I was trying to spark the curiosity of a giant mega predator, the bear. But my daughter, her curiosity was sparked by something else. And it is my role as an educator, as a parent, to follow her lead, And again, provide these age-appropriate, time-appropriate opportunities for children to explore their own curiosity and engage with the natural world at their own level and their own interest. But my role was to spark that curiosity and follow her lead. The second important thing is develop skills. And there are endless skills out there that we can develop, but really it is skills or a knowledge base to explore and understand the environment around us. Going back to my example, it is asking questions. Wow, what do you think this flower's role is in the environment? Who might eat it? Why is it here? Why is it purple? So these are all questions that we can ask to change an experience from just enjoying something, which has its place and its time. But again, if we're practicing environmental education, this is the principle that we add. Asking questions, and then later providing the tools. Again, age and time appropriate. These tools might be as simple as a hand lens. They can be water quality testing kits. They can be a microscope. They can be more advanced technological equipment, and they can be really basic. But it is our responsibility and our role to provide those tools and develop these skills. And again, this is child-led, so different children will naturally gravitate towards different skills. Formal education says we have to sort of educate everybody with the same skills, but we also have the opportunity to give children and kind of enforce and encourage their own interests and their own skills. And lastly, but definitely not least, is we have to foster a sense of responsibility. So we foster a sense of responsibility and love and care for the natural world through sort of personal experiences, right, and role modeling. Going back to my example, I could step on the purple flower and call attention to the bear. Or I can really foster a love and care for what she's looking at, the purple flower and the world around us. We can do that by just naturally, again, walking through our environment with care and responsibility, or we can take our children, our students, to volunteer, trail cleanups, and even grander things than that. So it really starts with us, and it starts with role modeling and what we show them that we care about. In my job, I have the great honor of potentially taking your children, our students, on different field trips. Every place we go, we try to lead by those three principles. Again, sort of spark that curiosity, have it be student-led, develop skills depending on where we are and what the focus is, and then lead by example and share that sense of responsibility and care for our natural world. We explore, we ask questions, we provide tools, we look, we feel. We start young and enjoy, so we're always students at any point in our lives. That was not in my job description, but we also maintain a sense of humor. These are my daughters today. And going back to that story, people always ask me, what did you do? So yes, I stopped. I crouched down. We talked about the purple flower as I saw the bear disappearing into the horizon. But really, I think that story and that lesson is what brought me here today and gave me the immense privilege and honor of doing what I do. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a great way to end Inside Talk. Of course, I got a question for you as well.
Perfect.
And we're going to keep this between the audience and the people online. Okay, so we know Flagstaff, great place to live. One of the big reasons, we can get out in nature really, really easily. So if we were looking for maybe like a super secret area that maybe you and your daughters really enjoy that you just wanted to share with us, as a great place to bring ourselves as lifelong learners, and our kids too, to enjoy, be curious, and most importantly, get out, right? Any recommendations?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to divert a little bit, because you know me. I'll just tell you that we assume that everybody goes outside and that we all explore the trails that everybody knows about all the great locations in Flagstaff. But it's very interesting because in my line of work, we work with all the schools in Flagstaff, hundreds if not thousands of students. And one of the first questions we asked is, who has been hiking over the weekend with their families? And you'd be surprised that less than half of the hands come up. So we know that not everybody gets to explore our amazing trails and open spaces. And so I always start with Willow Bend Environmental Education Center. It's an urban outdoor garden with a few beautiful trails. And recently we added a wildlife outdoor classroom. And it's a real gem. So even if you're big hikers or if you've never been out with kids, I really encourage you to come out and explore it. There's a lot of beautiful things to see, and like I said, just hidden corners of magic. If you're past that, I highly recommend Picture Canyon. I don't know if many of you have been out there, but even if you have, there are over 600 petroglyphs out at Picture Canyon. And it's really a magical place that sort of connects the human as well as the natural aspects and puts them together in a really unique and remarkable way for young and older students to enjoy. And so I really encourage you to go and explore. Connect, again, sort of the images on rocks with what the students or what your children experience from that, and the world around us. So there's an area called the Waterbird site, and it really is. We were out there once, and overhead came a blue heron, and when you look at the petroglyph, and of course we don't really know when we look at petroglyphs, and it's hard for us to know exactly what the person that left them there meant, but it was very hard to not see the connection between the heron and the beautiful waterbird. So I encourage you to go explore.
Thank you. And then tomorrow,
Yes.
Science Saturday.
Yes, and we do have every first Saturday of the month at Willow Bend, every single month, from 9:30 to 11:30. We have a free event for kids and kids at heart, and every month is a different theme. So we have everything from geology to water to we have apple celebration in November. So every month is a different theme, and every month is exciting, and that is probably a great place to start.
Well, Willow Bend has been a great partner for the Festival of Science, and we are lucky to have you.
Thank you so much.
So, round of applause.
Thank you. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks so much, Brandon. It's great to see you.